Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to All the Mods 6. So we're going to be picking back up basically right after last episode. I want to go ahead and push on and get our upgraded tools just done, get our Foundry set up for automation so I can start just dumping all my ores into that. That's going to get a lot of stuff. Maybe I can get some things sorted over here and stuff, and kind of get this little area built out and whatnot. So we're going to be going ahead and jumping right into it and kind of pick back up working with our cleaver, and then we'll switch gears, do some other tools, and then come over to the Foundry, I think. And to increase the severing on it, and we are going to want to go with fortune. Let me get the stuff to put fortune on there, or luck. So let's put that in our copper, our cornflower, our lapis, and so there's luck, and then we're going to need the golden carrot, 2 gold, 2 ender pearls, so there's luckier, and we may as well go ahead and get the rabbit's foot. No, it's not 2 gold, is it? It's that rabbit's foot rose gold. That's the other thing. Nope, we got a lucky rabbit's foot from Apotheosis. 4 potions of luck. Oh! Oh, I didn't notice that, so I was like falling into it. Okay, still nothing. Still nothing. I'll take this waystone. Ah, rabbit's foot. Okay, so that, and we can get luckiest on our sword. So we got luck 3 on both our sword and our pick. That's great. Now what I'd like to do, because we have 5 upgrade slots. Let me grab our TNT. Let me also get, I think I only have the 1 head right now. It's not going to be a big deal because we're about to get a lot of heads with this cleaver. But I think being a headhunter in this pack will really fit our build. I think so. So we're going to have a severing weapon. So we're going to throw this in there, and if we put a head on there, we will actually, we get recapitated. Sets this tool ahead by 1 upgrade, and now we have 6 upgrades on it. There's a few other ways to get upgrades. For example, if we take a look here, there is these, but I don't think these are craftable, the creative versions in this pack. But Draconic gives an extra ability slot. This right here, if you get a dragon head, or it looks like you can do Draconic this way. I don't think that these will stack. I think they just add Draconic to it. So Wither Roses, Dragon Scales, Shulker Shell, but I don't think you can do both of these, if I recall. I think they're the same thing. And they give extra ability slots. Harmonious, that one's one that we could probably do. This gives another upgrade slot. Over Slime is for slime stuff. That's recapitated. Resurrected also gives another. That one's not too expensive. And then Shiny makes it shiny like that. And you don't need anything. So we might put that on ours. And Writable does as well. So we should do the book, and we should do the music disc if I have a music disc. I'm going to see. Okay, I do have a music disc, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And you can see now we have 7 upgrades instead of 6. We have Harmonious. And I've got to get a feather and a ink sac. I had some, but I did it for decoration. I used what I had for decoration. Well, let me go see if I can find some chickens. I think there's some off over in here. There we go. There's a couple feathers. And I don't think you can craft ink sacs with, no. Can't do it with dye essence. Oh, wait a second, though. I have a squid beak. Though, really, I have that beach teleport. We'll just do that. Yeah, because there's a squid right over here. We do have an ink sac, but I think probably best just to save that, because those can take a little bit of grinding to get. Usually not too bad, though. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. I forget about that amazing thing that I've got there. Okay, book and quill, and this is basically the equivalent of the old paper tool part. They basically included it for that, so we can make this writable. And now we have 8 upgrade slots. Now, severing, it's worth noting that severing doesn't just give heads. You can see that blazes give extra blaze rods, chickens give extra feathers, we can get heads, we can also get TNT off of creepers, extra slime balls, dragon heads, ender slime balls, extra prismarine, carved pumpkins, magma cream. There's a lot of different things in here that you are going to basically get extra rolls on. So rabbit's foot, The more severing that we have, the better chance we're going to get rabbit's foot. Because basically we have the base chance of getting rabbit's foot with luck 3, and we have 20% chance at a rabbit's foot with the severing. So we can get a lot of extra drops this way. They basically upgraded beheading, because used to it was just applicable to heads, but now we can get a lot of other stuff. Necrotic bones there. And then we're going to go ahead and take our cleaver. We're going to throw it in there with a golden apple just to give it that shiny effect. Just bear in mind, it doesn't take any upgrades or anything. We're going to go ahead and take that. And we are going to rename this, I think, to like Headhunter. But now we have this big glowing blade of doom. And now what we're going to do is we're going to head into the Nether. But we are going to set out in search of a Nether fortress. I know it's about wrapping up point, so we're going to be quickly just getting ourselves some necrotic bones to throw severing on this. Our pick, I'm not going to do a whole lot with it right this second. We probably will add some haste and some little things like that to it. Maybe put bucketing on it, because that's kind of useful. Or actually we might shoot for an unbreaking pick, because that would be pretty good, I think. There we go! Take aim and return to sender. Though I don't think we got any drops. It's unfortunate, because we're going to need a ghast here for our end crystal for an extra modifier slot. Oh wait, there's another ghast over here. We're going to be able to kill this one with our severing. Or our lucky. Oh, and we didn't get a ghast here. Wow. Really? Actually surprised, because we got luck 3. Normally you get a ghast here with that pretty easy. Oh, crimson berries. Lantern wraith. Mark of the Nether. Oh, well, there's a piglin area. I don't want to go in that right now, though, because I just don't think with armor that we're really ready for that. To be perfectly honest. There's some sort of a structure, but I don't think that that is a Nether fortress. I just need wither skeletons. Okay, what is... Oh, what is this? This place, okay. Oh, it's like a, it's like a jungle temple. Basically. No, but nothing really all that great. Oh, there's a spawner back in here somewhere. Oh! God. Okay, well, I need the spawner anyways. That's going to be a really nice spawner, so I'm going to leave that until we have Silk Touch. That may have been the only chest, I don't know, but... I really don't want to get killed by those at the moment, because they do deal a lot of damage. I'd rather just hold off a little bit on that. Okay, I actually came across a soul sand valley. So this is going to give us a great source of soul sand. Honestly, I may put our waystone down here. I don't have another waystone in the nether, so I will either have to use experience for it or put one where we first come in at the nether, which is fine. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were slime or something. We're gonna say slime spawner. We'll come back for that later once we have silk touch. Oh my inventory is awful. So many dimensional shards. Hey, a name tag. I don't need it right now, but I don't know what's going on up there, but I'm curious. Wixie shards. Beheading 2. Thorns. Drigme shards. Yeah. I tell you what, we're just going to put our waystone down right here. Oh, gosh. Or right over by this. I know there is what appeared to be a big building up here, which is, actually, I think right above us here. But I do know that we're going to need some soul sand in mass before long. Before too terribly long, anyways. Hey. You could have what I'm actually after. No, don't fall off the edge, please. There we go. We got Spooky Scary Skeleton and we got Necrotic Bones. Perfect. Yeah, I think it's a Wither Skeleton spawner that's over here. I don't actually need any of that. But Soul Sand Valley is perfectly good for farming our Necrotic Bones. And I think that that's probably some kind of Wither Skeleton spawner down there. Yeah, it sure is. And it seems as though they're actually stuck at the moment. Oh gosh, though. Ugh. I'm taking an actual beating right now. Oh my gosh. And we've got 4 Wither Skeleton skulls. Oh gosh, this fire. I've got 28 Necrotic Bones though. I should be good. And they can't seem to shoot me right here. I actually want that withered rib. Okay. So we're just going to warp home at this point. And for what we need right now, that's honestly as good as a nether fortress, if not better, because I can just get... I mean, I've got 8 wither skeleton skulls right now. So, not to mention plenty of necrotic bones. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to toss this in there. And I was thinking, I really don't think durability and damage are worth investing a lot of upgrades for at all. I just don't think it's worth it because long term, we're not going to need it. So what we're going to go with is just going for max severing as quick as possible because I need a lot of heads for our build. Realistically, I need a bunch of them. And I have enough upgrades right now to go for full severing. So we're going to do that. There's severing 5, 6, 7... oh, it cannot be above 5. We can go up to 7 because we have a cleaver, so we have a 70% chance to get heads. Okay, and we still have 3 upgrades left, so in that case, tell you what, in that case, we may as well put 1 into diamonds, because that's going to give us, like a 1.5 damage increase, a lot of durability increase. Our attack speed stays the same, but our mining speed goes up. Overall, it's just a pretty nice upgrade, so we'll go ahead and take that. I was thinking that we could go up to severing 10, but honestly, that's fine that we can't. And then beyond that, I mean, this is going to be enough damage to probably one-shot a lot of things. Not everything. I think Enderman will take a couple hits and stuff. But I think beyond that, I may just stuff it all into redstone. And, oh, and this right here, Bane of Arthropods is now changed to increase damage to spiders, creepers, and other creepy crawly hissing thing. So anything that kind of falls into creepers and bugs, the Bane of now does that. So worth mentioning. Necrotic is good as well. Though I think what we'll probably do is just make a necrotic weapon. If we need to heal, we'll have it. Soulbound is good as well, but it's not something that we're going to be able to make just yet. Yeah, I think our pick, we'll go for Unbreakable and maybe like a tank and some useful things like that for both our Silk Touch and our Fortune pick. I haven't made our Silk Touch pick just yet, but I will at some point. It's not a big rush, but as soon as we do get that, we can start harvesting and bringing back spawners. So that Wither Skeleton spawner that's down there somewhere, we can bring that back with us. That's actually a really nice spawner to have found, to be honest. But we're going to go ahead and put Haste onto this just to make it attack a bit faster. That's going to be a 0.12 increase, going from no haste to haste, and then it's going to be 11, looks like, going up to hastier, up to a 1.35. So our attack speed now is a bit more reasonable. Basically now, as soon as the sword comes back up, we can swing it again for full power. So I'm not used to using cleavers. I'm used to using a lot faster weapons, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to for me. But I think haste should be pretty good for us. And then especially if we take the Gilded, that's going to give us 2 more upgrades, and we get the other like 2 upgrades that we can put on this. We'll be able to get Haste Assist and make a pretty fast cleaver, which will end up having really high durability and really high damage, be fast, and give us a 70% chance to get heads, which is kind of what we want at this point, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and make ourselves some silk cloth, and this is made with rose gold and string now to get the silky cloth. There's 5 of those. And then we're going to go ahead, the other 2 tools that we're going to make right now, I do plan on making a broadaxe later, actually as a weapon. Because I'm actually kind of considering dual wielding the cleaver and the broadaxe, and have the broadaxe as like maybe a healing weapon, and the cleaver for luck and taking heads off. But we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a mattock. And it's going to be 2 parts cobalt and then some rose gold. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just this gives us a decent mattock for now. We will upgrade this later with some better materials, but that's going to be better than having to run around with iron axe. And then we're going to make another pick that's identical to this one. And on this pick, we are going to put silky cloth like that. And that's going to take our 1 ability slot, but it's going to give us silk touch on that pickaxe. So now we can, of course, pick up spawners and stuff like that. I think it works in this pack. We'll have to see, because I haven't checked the config, so it may not. It's possible. That still gives us a way to get grass and things like that. So, and honestly, I may put silk touch on this one as well, perhaps, and then end up putting unbreaking. So we'll have fortune unbreaking, or lucky unbreaking, silk touch unbreaking, and probably silk touch unbreaking on these 3. And then maybe on our weapons have dual wielding, and probably something else on our axe. And then I'll probably save my modifiers because we're going to have to put Nether Right, which requires diamond. So there's 2 upgrades, and then we're going to have to do reinforced, which is 24 of these, 3 nuggets of molten iron over obsidian panes to get that. That's not too bad. And then once we get level 5, with that, we'll be able to get unbreakable, because we need the reinforced 5 and the netherite. So we're looking at 7 modifiers, and then an ability point to get unbreakable, which really isn't too bad. It's not too bad at all. But we're going to have to progress a bit before we can get that stuff. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our attention over to the Foundry, because I would like to get this automated. But if we take a look at I'm going to be looking at the Scorched stuff. I'm not as worried about automating our smelter, at least not this one. We may automate some for making alloys, but I'm really going to want a Scorched chute as well as a Scorched duct. Well, a few Scorched ducts. These take cobalt, these just take obsidian panes. Actually, I've got 2 obsidian panes, and I really need to set up either our melter. Honestly, I'll probably just set up our melter for it. So I will need to pop into the nether just to go get some magma blocks real quick. I think maybe the quickest route will just be to hop up here. Because then I have direct, quick access to this. Because I just need to go way down there. Okay, right here looks good. And we'll just go ahead and get this set back up. And honestly, I think for this foundry, because we're going to make a bigger one later on, but I think for this foundry, I think 3 high, maybe 4 high should be good. I don't want it to be too big because I don't want this building that's going to be sitting here to be massive or anything like that. So, but I will be back in just a little bit. And actually, while that's running, I'm probably going to go mine some more cobalt. I've got 8 ingots in here. But I think I'm going to want a little bit more than that, to be honest. Okay, and I went ahead and brought over all the ore that we're going to be running through the foundry that we have at the moment. So we have silver, nickel, gold, iron, lead, copper, zinc, aluminum, uranium, osmium, nether gold, and cobalt. And I'm going to go ahead and just dump all of this in here. That way we have a representation of everything that we're going to be running through here, at least at the moment. And let's go ahead and get ourselves these scorched ducks. Let's go with 6 to start with. That's how much cobalt I've got. And then a scorched chute. Because in the past, if you recall, you had to feed your items into the foundry controller or the smeltery controller, but now there's these chutes that you can add and feed them in different places. And so that's going to be the purpose of that. I probably will move this, actually. That way I can have my chest come out. I'm thinking... Yeah, there's every... Oh my gosh, there's so many types. I think we're going to have our chute over on this side. And then as an example, if we had, say, a hopper sitting here and iron went in, it goes in there and it gets smelted. It doesn't have to be fed into the foundry controller. So we'll have that on that side. And then over here, let me let that finish smelting down real quick though. You can see this eats through lava pretty quick. And I know the bigger the size of this, the faster it's going to eat through lava. But let's go ahead and let's open up the side of this. And let's actually remove these 3 blocks as well. And we're going to put in our scorched ducts just along this side, and then we'll go ahead and build this up like that. And I may put a window in this, but I don't know for sure at the moment. And one of the things I'm most excited about with this version of Tinkers is the addition of the lanterns, the seared and scorched lanterns. We are going to be using those for decoration and setting those up because they're just really, really cool little light sources that we can use. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a few copper cans. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an actual scorched casting table. We're going to need a few of these actually. And then we're going to take our copper can, set that in there, and we'll start with cobalt. That's fine. We'll go ahead and pour an ingot's worth of that cobalt out into our copper can. And then we are going to... Oops. Get ourselves a few of these. And also, let's go ahead, toss that in. And actually, for right now, I'm going to pour it out over here. And we're going to set up our casting tables somewhere where they're visible. I'm thinking in here, because I want to leave space for the road, but I want this to be kind of up against the road. And then we'll have the building kind of come out. It's going to be kind of a flat top is what I'm imagining, built of stone with, you know, quite a few chimneys coming up out of this. And then I'm thinking about moving the altar and adding a little addition building off to the side here, like a shop or something off to the side of that. It's kind of what I'm thinking. This will be like an opened area, like an opened forge area. And we'll throw a couple anvils and things. Maybe move the tinker table out. I don't know. I've got to work on that. I did build those, just 2 towers at the moment, but did build those. Let's grab, we're going to need so many of these, and we're going to need so many for lanterns as well. Let's go ahead, let's get 3 more, and we're going to set these, Nope, that's not what I meant to do at all. Okay, set those in right there. We'll have to go underneath this in a moment. Oh, but something I didn't think about. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's get 6 of these. I may have to raise all of these. And then let's get quite a few casting channels. So if we do that, we open this up, we put a copper can in so that it can only output cobalt, like that. And we are going to go, because we're going to do all this with casting channels, but we're going to have it be automatic. It's going to be quite wonderful. And now that they have the filtered casting channels, we can really kind of control how these things handle. So, oh, but I will still have to raise it, right? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to. Yeah, because I'll need that space. I won't be able to run my casting channels. Okay, so that one's working. Next up, let's take and do copper. And we'll go ahead, toss that in. And then this one's going to be ran pretty much the same way, right? So there's copper. We're going to open this up, put copper into that. So each of these is going to control a specific fluid. You can see the arrows here. We need to make sure the arrows are actually all pointing in this direction. So let's change that. There. I ran them backwards. And I'm going to pour all these out as ingots just because that way we can handle smaller batches. I mean, we could pour it out as blocks, but ingots are something that we're going to use a little bit more universally. So there's our gold. Okay, and I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and raise this, actually. We could put it on the back, but I don't want this. I think after this layer, we'll start running some from the back if we need to. I don't want to directly cover this, so we're going to set it up here, I think. And let me go ahead and get my 3 more copper cans. So this will be a little bit taller than I was planning on, but that's okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just run this back. And we're going to take this one and run it back. And then this one. And run it over. We're going to put another Scorched channel right there. We're going to right click the bottom of this to allow it to flow down. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to, yeah, okay, they're already flowing down. So basically they'll pour from the top and just feed down into this. We'll go ahead and add those. We are on iron. And what I might do is have the back pour, but the back feed over to like right in here and kind of stagger it. That might actually look the best, maybe. So there's copper. There's nickel. And then we're going to have silver. And we'll go ahead and go through and add these in. Yeah, we still have 9 more types within this. And if you want to see this run, if we click right there, you can see it pours out. Like that. And it's going to make the ingot there. Okay, so I need to make space for 9 more of these tables. And then I really need to get some more scorched bricks going. Yeah, because I don't even have enough for my tables, much less everything else. And hopefully we don't have any other metals. I don't think there'll be any other metals that come up at the moment. There might be metals down the road. I think like vibranium. See, if we melt an ore, we only get 1 ingot of that. And we have to use soul lava. That's going to be a totally different setup, so we don't have to worry about that. I think this will cover all of our main metals for right now. And all of our primary stuff that we are going to be processing for the moment. And while I'm at it, just to make my life a little bit easier, let's go ahead and get some scorched ladders. And we are going to install these. Here we go. And that way we can just climb up to get on top of here. At least at the moment. But this will have a roof on it long term. So, okay. Let me get some more scorched bricks being made. I'm actually going to have to go get more magma blocks because we ran through all of those. Yeah, so I'll feed all this in. That might give us enough scorched bricks to make that work. And while that's running, we're going to go ahead. The way that we're going to be handling the redstone to actually turn those casting channels on and let those run, since we are going to be having 15 of them, it's going to take a bit of redstone. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for wireless redstone transmitter. That's probably going to be the best way for us to manage activating a ton of those things at once, and have that ran on a timer. So we're going to go ahead and get a solidification chamber, melting chamber. Let's just pop up to here for now. I should be able to just plug into these, I think. I think I can pull out the sides of these, so we're going to do that. These now have power. Actually, I am going to have to get some more magma blocks, so let me do that real quick. And I'm not going to leave our solidification chamber and stuff up here. It's just, this would be the best place for us to get power right now. So we'll go ahead and throw that into there. Let's just pump it out on this side for now. And there's our magma. And then we are going to have to get the crystallized amber, which is what we need. We are going to have to get a fire charge. I've got the rest of the stuff, that's no problem. But fire charge requires that we have blaze powder, which we haven't had any luck yet. But what we're going to do to fix that is we are going to make ourselves a mortar from Potion Master. We're actually going to be using this before too long for some diamond sight potions. Going ahead and making this, definitely worth it. And we're going to get ourselves a pestle. And then what we can do is we can take our pestle and our mortar, and we're going to break down some redstone for redstone powder, some coal for coal powder, and an ender pearl for ender powder. A little bit expensive to go this route. And then we're going to take that redstone powder, that coal powder, that ender powder, and that gunpowder, and we're going to get a blaze powder. One single blaze powder. But at least at the moment, it's easier for me to go out and get ender pearls than it is blaze powder, to be honest. So there's 3 fire charges, and then we can toss that in and get our crystallized amber. Then all this stuff can go, because I'm done with that. Okay, so now we can get our wireless transmitters. We're going to go ahead and make 2 of these. But then in addition, we are going to need to also get ourselves some GPS data cards, because if you take a look inside the wireless transmitter, we can add up to 9 GPS cards, which gives us up to 9 places where that redstone can be wireless transmitted. So we're going to go ahead and get this. Going to take some carbon paper. That's fine. And then we're going to take all of our faucets with our GPS data cards. Of course, just right-click those. And then we're going to come down. We're going to throw these into one of our wireless redstone transmitters. Put a lever on that. Because now these work with constant redstone signal. And we're going to go ahead. Oh, do they not work though with wireless transmitters? Okay, that's a little bit problematic, to be honest. The top not so much, but the bottom especially. I mean, this one here, I could put a lever there and it would pump out. So if we pull out gold, it comes in. I think it's out of gold at the moment. It's the only reason it's not pouring. Yeah. But that one in the very middle is going to be a tough one to get redstone into. I'll tell you what about if we go with frame levers? Like 5 of these. And of course, I've still got to set up the other casting tables and run those back. I'll do that off camera, but let's see. We could have a lever setting here, and we could do that as like scorched bricks. Oh, it sees that as a tile entity. I really wish they'd set up the drains so that you can just have them open all the time without requiring redstone. That would be quite nice, right? But we're going to go ahead and just go with, I guess, brown bricks for this. And then we'll turn these to on. That way they always pour. These in the middle, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out something for that. And then on the top of this, we're just going to put our frame levers in. I don't care if these are... Well, really, I don't even care if these are framed, I don't think. Because the roof's going to run up there, I think. So we'll just have these sitting here. And then our molten liquids will pour down. Like if we pull out the iron, there we go. It fills back up. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to cut for just a minute because I've got to get... Let's see... I need 4 more of these. And then I've got to set up the filters. I think I'm going to run these back like that, just so they're kind of like not creating a perfect line. And so they're kind of angled as we come in. And I'm going to set up the other Scorched ducts back in here, which I actually probably will not have enough cobalt for that. And I'm going to figure out something for this middle block because I really don't want it just awkwardly hanging out there. So I've got to sort something for that, but I'll figure out something. I did a little bit of testing in my test world. I don't really have anything that can fit into these tight spots without feeling obtrusive at the moment. So right now I've just gone with fluid pipes. Now, just a forewarning, if you have these attached to your smeltery and then you break your smeltery, because I was moving my Scorched fuel tank down so it wasn't in the way of this, they will disconnect. And even if you reform the smeltery, they will not work again unless you break them, break the smeltery, replace it, and then reattach them. So just a heads up. But I've went with fluid pipes for now. Now, once we get to the end, we'll be able to make entangled blocks, and those should work if we entangle a block to the faucet and then just apply redstone to that entangled block. That should work. So until then, we're going to be going with fluid pipes, and then we'll be able to actually switch over to full faucets on everything. And remember, the top of this will be hidden. I did go ahead and I ran a border, just kind of getting an idea of how this is going to be laid out, and it's going to kind of go out into the water, so the structure is going to be sitting kind of in the water there. And then it's going to kind of wrap around, and then maybe do an attached building off to the side of this, move the altar. Got a little bit of stuff to do like that. But at the moment, all of these are ran. All of these are working, except there is 2 over on this side, which don't currently have a filter. So I did actually pour some liquid on accident. It may have been one of those. I've still got platinum in here. Platinum, I don't have enough to fill a bucket, so I haven't been able to put that into the filter. But I think all the rest is represented in this. So at this point, what we're going to do, let me remove all of this, because it can go now. And then what we're going to do, let's dig down. Oh wait, that's the wrong tool entirely. Let's dig down, open that up. And let me go ahead and open all of this up. And what I'm thinking is we're going to have hoppers on the bottom. Just feeding straight down is fine. And the main reason for that is so that we have something that takes up an entire block space and doesn't look as bad as putting like a pipe or something like that that can extract from these. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to run item pipes. And we're going to set all of these to extract from the hoppers. So all those are plugged up, and we're just going to bring that over. And then let's go ahead and pull this stuff up for now, because this is all going to get moved. And right back in here, let's say right here would be the perfect spot. We're going to bring the item pipes back and then come up right in here with those. And then we're going to come right like this. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and just attach spruce drawer. That's going to get a bunch of ingots. Give it just a second. And then spruce drawer. That's going to get a bunch of ingots. We got iron, zinc, nickel, lead, aluminum, uranium, osmium, copper, nickel, tin. Okay, I don't need nickel again. How do we get immersive? I'm starting to think that the stuff that comes in as byproducts ends up becoming a different molten fluid than the stuff that's normally smelted because of all the ores. But we're going to put that in there, and let's see, what kind of crates do we have? I'd really like reinforced storage crate, but I know I'm not going to be able to make that yet because that's going to take treated wood. What about the cyclic? I can make the cyclic storage crates. Let me make one of those. So we'll use this at least for right now, so we can get something a little bit nicer looking. And so if we toss that down and we set this to extract, we should be able to store all of our ores into this. And let's go ahead, toss that in. That in. I'm really hoping we don't end up with some kind of weird sorts of metals. Because after this runs, we should find out, but is gold not getting pulled out? Maybe because I broke this, I have to reapply the redstone signal. Seems a little bit wonky right now with tinkers. But there we go. Things are running, so hopefully they keep running. It looks like it has already ran through all those ores that I had. Wow. Okay. Let me take this. This thing actually kicks through some metals, as you can see. It's a decent size. Silver doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Oh, but that's all the ores silver. And this is probably Tinker's Construct silver. Yeah, see, I'm getting some kind of weird, some sort of weird thing going on with the metals conflicting. This is kind of like that Indentatus Enigmatica thing that's just, it messes up everything, I find. Because now we're getting that and Tinker's Construct versions, and it causes more problems than when you just don't have something like that installed, I feel like. Okay, that's running now, though. And then we still got space for platinum, so... And we were able to run all of our ores. So we'll kind of have to keep an eye on it, because that mod is messing with things. Which is unfortunate, because the Foundry is actually really powerful. And we'll be able to kick out through some metals, especially once we have the Soul Blaze mixture stuff going. It could be pretty pretty stout, to be honest. Okay, so if I throw this in, what do I get? I got nickel, silver, gold, and nickel. Great. I feel like I need a conversion upgrade. What's it take to make a conversion upgrade? Okay, that's easy enough. Go ahead and make 3 of those. Quest complete. Oh, but will it conversion? I noticed that too with Stacia. My conversions don't work because Indentatus Enigmatica does the same thing as this, which means conversion upgrades are near useless, at least for metals. So we're not gonna be able to go with that. We'll just put that in, and I guess I'm gonna have to have 2 versions of nickel. We can make all the ores. So for right now, I'm probably just gonna leave them separate because it's just more trouble than it's worth to mess with. So I'm gonna have 2 different types of nickel. Long term, probably have it turned into blocks, and then which I don't know if a compacting drawer, if it would work and work with the conversion upgrade. It didn't work for most of the things in Stacia, but since we can make the block versions of the nickel, maybe we could input it with a conversion upgrade. Though I'm going to say we'll probably have to turn it into a block and then send it into a compacting drawer, I think. But that's fine. So we'll just have 2 different types of silver and 2 different types of nickel. I think that's going to be unavoidable at the moment. And then we still got to get platinum in there, which will be our last slot. Ran into a few issues, but not too bad. Not too bad overall. And then once we get back, of course it's going to run through that stuff quick, but once we get back, we'll be able to see this stuff kind of pouring out right through there. And so I think it'll be kind of nifty. So this is be pretty good for our first Foundry. I do plan on making something a little bit bigger over there. So, but this should be good for now. So, but yeah, so we have some issues that are going to take further processing, like the double ores and getting the entangle block, but overall the system works pretty well. It definitely gives us ore doubling, plus it's better than just basic ore doubling, so not too bad. So now I just kind of have to build out the little structure that goes over this and whatnot. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode though. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.